So hello, you are welcome back to my channel. So now I'm going to be solving this question number 9 of Leaving Certificate 2020 Paper 1 Higher Level Mathematics. So last year, many students complained about the questions in higher level of 2020, that the questions were very tough. Yeah, but what happened is it's just irrespective of the question, it's just the basic thing that you just need to know. How do you get marks? How do you try and get marks get reasonable marks from the living set, even though the question is tough? Although question number 9 is not tough, it's not too tough anyway. So the mark is 55 marks, but the only thing is you have to be careful with your time. You have to be very, very careful with your time, because there's a lot of questions in this question number 9. So now let me quickly start it so that I don't take much of your time. So the first part of the question, but the only thing is you need to read the question very carefully and pay attention to the question. So the number of bacteria in the early stage of a growing colony of bacteria can be approximated using this function. So this, which means that this is the formula for the growth of bacteria in a particular colony in an environment. So it is given by this formula, where your t is the time measured in hours, and then this formula is the number of bacteria, the whole of this formula, 450 exponential 0.065t. So your time will be varying. So now, for example, the first part of the question is not difficult. All you need to do is find the number of bacteria in the colony after 4.5 hours. So what they're saying is that this is the number of bacteria, 0.065t. All they are saying is that at this point in time, your time is 4.5 hours. That is, after 4.5 hours, what will be the growth of the bacteria? So substitute your time in the equation, exponential 0.065 multiplied by 4.5 hours. Just like this, you just put this in your calculator. The only thing is, calculator might give you error if care is not taken. All you need to do is, maybe you do something like this: 450, put your multiplication here, exponential 0.065, then if you cannot use the bracket, you can put multiply by 4.5 and punch your calculator. So the calculator will give you 6.02, yeah, 6.02889. But they said, the question says correct to the nearest whole number. So that would be, nearest whole number could be 6, could be 6, so no, sorry, 600, no, what am I saying? Sorry, 1 second. It's on my calculator, it is 602.89. Sorry, my calculator is giving me 602.89. Then to the nearest whole number, that should be 603, and then you move on. So all you need to do is substitute your time into the equation, and then you go to the next question. So I'm going to be clearing this so that you guys can be doing this on your own. You just try to do it by yourself. Make your T, sub in your T to be 4.5, and then you move on. So let's go to the next question. So the next question says, find the time in hours that it takes the colony to grow to 790 bacteria. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal places. To 1 decimal place anyway. So now let me clear all this. What they are saying is that find this time around we are finding our T, our time, when the bacteria has grown up to 790 bacteria, which means this bacteria, the growth 450 exponential 0.065t is now 790 bacteria. We now have 790 bacteria. At what time are we going to have 790 bacteria? That is what it means. So this is our reference every time. This equation 450 exponential 0.065t. At every point in time, that is our reference. And that is the growth of the bacteria. But it is now equal to 790. So at this point in time, what will be our time? So that is what we want to find. That is what the question says we should do. And then I'm going to do that now. First thing is, you can get rid of this 450. You can remove this 450, okay? So then I will have exponential 0.065t equals to 790. This 450 is multiplying exponential at the left hand side. It's moving to the right hand side. It's going to become division here. It's going to come and divide. Or sometimes you can divide both sides by 450. It's the same thing. So just remove this 450 to come down here and divide into 790, because it is multiplying there. It come over and it divides into 790. So we now have exponential 0.065t equals to 790 divided by 450. 790 divided by 450. So that is that's equals to 1.755. So I will round it up to 7556. So don't round up stuff amidst your calculation, in between your calculation. Don't round up. So try as much as possible to write up to 4 decimal places so that you can get very close to the answer. If you round up at the early stage, you might not be accurate to the answer. It might affect your accuracy. The accuracy of your answer might be affected. So don't round up amid your calculation, in between your calculations. So always leave it to at least 4 decimal places. So now we have exponential 0.65t equals to that. What you should do is take ln of both sides. So exponential 0.065t equals to 1.7556. In mathematics, like you want to get rid of this exponential, you can't work with this exponential raised to power whatever t. So you need to get rid of the exponential. So if you take ln of both sides, so ln always cancel out exponential. Ln always negate exponential, so it cancel out exponential. So we now have 0.065t equals to ln of 1.755t. So ln 1.7556. ln of 1.7556. So that's 0.5628. 0.5628. So which means your time will be equals to 0.5628 divided by 0.065, 0.065, because it is multiplying t and we are looking for t, so it's going to divide into this. So divided by 0.065, that is to the one decimal places I have, so that should be 8.7 hours. If you don't put your hours, you might probably lose the mark. Very important, so don't forget to put your units at every point in time in your calculation. So that is that. This is one. So ln of 1.75. Okay, so then you move on to the next. So I don't think these questions are difficult. I don't know why students are complaining about this. So this is straightforward anyway. Now we move to the next question. So now, using the same function, the growth of the bacteria, find the average number of bacteria in the colony. Now, this is very, very important. These are the reasons why students miss all these things, I used to tell my students that in your exam, you will be given an equation, maybe from the top of the question at the beginning. Along the line, you might see a question saying find average value, average number, average whatever, When you see the word average, it is integration. Now let me clear this guy. So if you want to follow this, you need to play it over again so that you can capture all these things. So because of time, or probably you try to redo it by yourself, or you watch it and you pause it so that you see all my writings. Okay, so now I'm clearing all this. Now, when you see average number, it is integration. This is integration. That is why many students, because if you don't know what you want to do, you are in trouble, and that is what you don't want to happen to you. The average, when you see the word average, it is integration. It is integration that they are talking about. So you have to integrate this guy, you finding the average value, and there is a formula for that. And what is the formula? The formula is 1 over b minus a, the integral from the interval of b to a, and then f of x. You put the function there. So what does this mean? It means that you write your 1 over from the interval of 12 to 3, from the interval of between 12 and 3, then integral of from 12 to 3, and your equation, which is the growth of the bacteria, is 0.065 t. Okay, now if you can't solve this, I don't know, even though you forgot what you're going to do, or you finding it difficult to integrate, 1 over 12 minus 3 is 1 over 9. That's 1 over 9. You are earning your mark. 1 over 9. So 1 over 9, then you now integrate this guy from the interval of between 12 and 3. So how do we integrate this guy? first and foremost, leave the constant 450. Let's leave that out of it. You are integrating exponential 0.065t. In integration, I always remind my student that first and foremost, you need to relax, take a deep breath. Don't mix integration with differentiation. Don't mix it with differentiation. Otherwise, you will miss everything. So many students will be differentiating instead of integrating. This is common to many students anyway. So they forget what they are they forget what they're actually doing. So we are integrating. So if you are integrating, you see the power always come down. So 1 second, let me. So now we repeat everything. 450, that's the constant. Then write your exponential 0.065t. Now 0.05t will come down and divide them. 0.065. For example, now let's assume that you want to differentiate this 450 exponential 0.065 t. If you are differentiating this, your result should be, you should bring this guy to the front. Bring this power to the front, 0.065. Bring it to the front and let it multiply the whole thing. That is, so you are differentiating this now. But in the case of integration, it's the other way around. This power will come down and divide into them. It will come down and divide. But in differentiation, it comes to the side and multiply. But integration, it should just come down. So that's all. That's all you need to remember, So it's not a big deal. So far you know that you are integrating, and power always come down. And you don't have anything to do with reducing power of t. You don't touch the power of t because it is an exponential function. If you are integrating sine function as well, you don't touch the power. Trig function and log function, exponential function, all this, you don't touch the power. It is only algebra. For example, if you want to integrate this, it is only algebra that you need to add 1 to the power if you are integrating, and the power come to divide. So, but in the case of exponential function or trig function, sine, cosine, or tan, you don't touch the power. You leave the power as it is. So you just bring the power down, and that's why you repeat the whole thing. Let the power come and divide into them. So that is that. And then all you need to do is divide 450 by 0.065. So 450 divided by 0.065. So we have 1/9. So this gives us 6,923. So 6,923.076, or that, So let me put 0.08 because of my space. I will leave it in 2 decimal places anyway. Then exponential 0.065 t within the interval of 12 and 3. Then you go further, you can go further and divide. Um, you can go further by taking this 6923.08 out and divide it by 9. So we can divide this guy by this 9. So we have, if you do that, we're going to have 769.2307. Now from, okay, so exponential 0.065 t, then from interval of 12 to 3. So we are making progress. So let me come up and finish it up. Okay, now, so I have 769.2307. Okay, now what does this interval mean? It means that you have exponential 0.065 make your t to be 12, right? Then minus, you repeat it again, exponential 0.065, exponential 0.065. This time around, your t is going to be 3 now. So 3. That is the interval, between 12 and 3. So you subtract the two of them. You do exponential 0.065 multiplied by t. This time your t is 12 minus the same exponential 0.065. This time around your t is going to be 3. And then you put all this in your calculator. Now, let's do that. If you put this in your calculator, 769.2 minus open bracket exponential. Okay, so this will give us 743. So that should give us 743, the nearest whole number. So 743. Yeah, 743. Okay, so let me quickly recap on that again. Average value, integration. So, but the only thing, if you don't remember this formula, then we are in trouble, because I don't think this formula is in your logbook, and I don't think they are going to give it to you in the exam. I'm not sure. I don't know. So you need to just practice it. You practice this, and then you don't forget the formula. So 1 all over the interval 12 minus 3, then 450, then you put your equation there. You integrate your equation, and then so that's sorry. So that's the solution to question so it's question 9b. Okay, I'm going to clear this. Okay, so you can always pause it so that you see all everything I've done. Okay, so the next question is find the rate at which this guy is changing. This is another thing. Find the rate at which this guy is changing. Rate of change. What does rate of change mean? It is differentiation, your dy dx, or your dash, or your derivative. So, or your differentiation, So that is what rate of change is. When something is, the rate of change of one thing to with respect to the other. So that is differentiation. So if you quickly know that you have to differentiate. So watch out for some word in your question. Rate of change. Rate of change. Rate at which something is changing is differentiation. So which means you need to just differentiate this guy. 450 exponential 0.065t. If you differentiate this guy, don't forget this power will come to the front and multiply that 0.065. I'm putting it in the bracket. So 0.065. So now multiply 450. And then you repeat the whole stuff. So what they're now saying is that when you differentiate this guy, the rate of change is, the rate at which it is changing is when at time t equals to 12. Your t is going to be 12. So just put this in your calculator, 0.065 multiplied by 450, then exponential 0.065. This time around, your t is 12. So put this in your calculator. Okay, I got 63. Correct to one decimal place, 63.8. What does this mean? It means that number one, this is a positive value. This is a positive value, okay? So if you get a positive value, that means it is increasing. The bacteria are increasing. So at this rate, it is increasing. If you get a negative value, that means it is decreasing. If it is negative, that means it is decreasing. But what does it mean? That means the rate at which this guy is going, when your time is 12, the rate at which it is growing is 63.8. That is what it means. So that is your interpretation. When your time is at 12 hours, this thing is growing at 63.8. So that is what it means. So rate of change, you differentiate, and then you sub in your t to be 12. That is what they are saying, and your interpretation is, you see, it's increasing at this rate by 63.8 per hour. So okay, so I will clear this, and then you can pause my video to have a look at it properly. So I'm going to I'll move to the next question now, okay? But meanwhile, if you are solving this problem, so you see, I'm just, because I'm teaching you, so you have to be fast with it, so that you don't spend you don't waste time unnecessarily on this question. So you just put everything in your calculator quickly, and then you move on. Okay, the next question. After k hours, it is C, the growth they're talking about. After k hour, the rate of increase. the rate of increase 0.065. But this time around, instead of using T, it is K. So it is K after K hours. Remember your T is your time, but now they just change the T to K hours instead of T hours. That's all. You change it to K. So the rate of increase is greater than 90 bacteria. So that means rate of increase. That means by the time you differentiate this guy, if you differentiate this guy again, don't forget we are having 0.065 multiplied by 450, then exponential 0.065K. So when you differentiate it, it is greater than, your answer is greater than 90. That is what it implies. Then find your K. So find the value, find the values of K. So what do we do? So let's simplify that. 0.065 multiplied by 450, that's 29.25, then exponential 0.065K is greater than 90. Then what do? You remove your 29.25. You say exponential 0.065K is greater than 90 divided by 29.25. Bring this guy to the other side. So it's multiplying. Don't forget, it is multiplying. Then we'll go and divide into that. So 90 divided by 29.25, 29.25. So 3.0769. So exponential 0.065K is now greater than 3.0769. Then remember, I told you, don't be wasting your time by saying you are putting log into this, into that. You'll be making life difficult for yourself, because many students get confused. What do? Just take ln of both sides. Don't forget. Take ln of both sides. Just take ln of both sides. Ln, that is natural log of 0.065K is greater than ln of 3.0769. So, and I said ln cancel out exponential. They negate. Ln cancel out exponentials. You now have 0.0. Sorry. So you have 0.065K greater than, take ln of that, ln of 3.0769, that's 1.1239. So your K will be greater than, always use the sign, don't use the sign, greater than 1.1239 divided by 0.065. So divided by 0.065. So I got K is greater than 17.29. So remember, they said find at the least value of K, and your K is an element of natural number. They don't want 17.29, so which means you should go for 18. So K equals to 18. Your time equals to 18 hours. Because you see, your time is greater than 17 hours. So which means your time should be from 18 hours and above. Because it is greater than 17 hours. And I said you should use the least. Pick the least. Something is greater than 17, that means from 18, 19, 20 to infinity. Then the least will be 18. The next one will be 18. So this is your answer now. Okay, so that is that. So that is that. Then we now solve the last question. So as I've said, you can always, I'm going to clear this, so you can always pause my video so that you can see the way I solved the problem. So the next question is yeah, the next question, a lot of students were unable to solve this question. A lot of students. The number of bacteria in the early stage of a different colony. So let me clear this so that you know what you're saying. The number of bacteria in the early stage of a different colony of bacteria can be approximated using the function. That means in another colony, this is the growth. One colony, this is the growth of the bacteria in another environment. Just like this pandemic, you know, the rate at which the coronavirus is growing, you know, in different countries is different. So colony could be, you can say a colony like different country states, you know. So in a particular state or country or environment, this is the rate at which the bacteria is growing. So it depends on so many factors. So many factors can be attributed to the growth. We don't know. So don't worry yourself about that anyway. I'm just telling you what they mean by growth. So this thing is growing at a particular time T. So this is the time. They now said that assuming both colonies start growing at the same time, that means with the previous colony, the two of them started growing at the same time. Find the time to the nearest hour at which the number of bacteria in both colonies will be equal. Will be what? Equal. That's all. Equal. That is why I advise students to be reading books a lot, so that you'll be able to interpret questions. Sometimes it is your inability to interpret questions, to read questions and interpret the questions sometimes. Find the time t at which the number of bacteria in both colonies will be equal. Will be equal. This is the equal there. Equal. So 0.0656. The time at which the two growths will be the same. When this bacteria will be 200 here, yeah? And this one too will be also 200. At what time? So that is what, for example, that is what they are saying. But now this is the T we are finding now. This T and this T. So what if you do is this? Well, let's start getting rid of the numbers one by one. I don't want this 220 here, and I don't want this 450. So I have exponential 0.170 equals to 450 divided by 220. You see, I'm taking this 220 to come and divide into that. Therefore, I'm going to take this guy to come to this side too and divide into this. You can see this guy is multiplying. It comes there, it becomes division. Here it is multiplying this. This one to move away and comes there and divide into that. That's what you need to do. So that's it. So 220 is multiplying this exponential here. It comes here, it becomes division into 450. Exponential is multiplying 450 here. It comes to the other side, it becomes division. Now, what do we do with it? This is the problem now. Your indices. This is indices. I'll give you an example. If you are dividing a raised to power 4 by a raised to power 3, a is common to them, so it will not be a raised to power 4 minus 3 according to your indices. So which means exponential is common to them. You pick one exponential. So this one is on top, 170 is on top. This one is at the bottom, so therefore minus 0.065t. Basic things in mathematics, that is the problem. Students forget basic things. So equals to 450 divided by 220, 450 divided by 220, 2.045, whatever, 2.04545. Okay, now so 2.04545. So pick your calculator and deduct and do this. 0.17, sorry, 0.17, yeah, 0.17 minus 0.065. So that is 0.105t equals to 2.0454. So all you need to do is just take away this guy from this guy, and then we are having this. So that's all. So so 0.105t. So don't forget, take ln of both sides as usual equals to ln of 2.0454. So ln cancel out exponential. So what do we have? We now have 0.105t equals to ln of 2.0454. That's 0.7155. Okay, sorry. Okay, let me finish it up here. So my time would be equals to 0.7155 divided by 0.105, and that should give us, divided by 0.105. So that gives me 6.81 hours. 6.81. So, and that would be approximately 7 hours. It's because the question said find to the nearest hour. So always read the question and look at the condition attached to the question. Very important, because if you leave the answer at 0.81, you will lose mark. So always pay attention to the questions, the condition attached to the question. Very important, you know. So, and that will be I think that will be the end of the, let me see. Yeah, that was the end of that question. So if you look at this question is uh, is loaded anyway, but you need to take your time, try as much as possible as you can, make reasonable attempts. So you should know when you are differentiating, you should know when you are integrating, and then when you find yourself you want to eliminate exponential, take ln of both sides. That's all. Ln of both sides, simple. So that will be the end of this this problem. I mean, my video. That will be the end of the video. I will advise you to keep sharing this to your friends, and always keep the bell, keep the like, so that if I post any video, you will see the video. You'll be able to see the video on time. You might be the first to see the video, so that you can. So I'll try as much as possible to be solving problems, as much as possible, so that you guys can use it for your revisions. So, and it is also good that you can tell your friends that that are in fifth year, people that will be writing Leaving Cert next year, so they can come here and start looking into this problem now before it's too late, so that it's like you pass your exam before you write it. It will be easy for them. And then I will advise any parent that have subscribed to my channel to try as much as possible to let your student, your kid, let them watch this. If they don't understand this, they can get in touch with me. They can write a comment, put your contact. If you need help, I will get in touch. So I'm very busy now, you understand? So that is why I'm trying to do this, so that people can benefit from it. So I will see you next time again. So bye.